إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. آمين يا رب العالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. آمين يا رب العالمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Brothers and sisters in Islam, my subject today for the khutbah is reflection on Hajj and the blessed day of Dhul-Hijjah. Hajj, really, this is the time when millions of our brothers and sisters are undertaking this unique journey, and actually it is a journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. If you look the word Hajj, it comes from the root Hajjah, and the root Hajjah really means to set one's goal towards some object. In the Islamic terminology, this object is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. So really, Hajj is a journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Millions and millions of our brothers and sisters at this blessed time are undertaking this great journey to the very landmark of Tawheed. When you look at the Kaaba, the Haramain, Arafah, Mina, those are the places which were trodden by the prophets. And the Sahaba, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam, and so on. So those are the places you really walk on the same land that was really trodden by the prophets themselves. So it's a great blessing indeed. And this is the time, the first 10 days of the Dhul-Hijjah are also unique days of remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking His forgiveness and making tawbah and helping the humanity at large. We have to help the humanity at large. So this is the time when we have to really reflect on the importance of Hajj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, Qul sadaqallah, fattabi'uni millata Ibrahim hanifa, wa ma kana minal mushrikeen. Say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speak the truth, the word of truth. And that is, you follow the religion, millah of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and he was not among those who associate anything with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna awwala baytin wadi'a lin-nasi lalladhi bi Bakkata mubarakan wa hudan lil alamin. The very first house ever built on this planet for the worship of one true creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the one Kaaba in Makkah. Inna awwala baytin wudi'a lin-nasi lalladhi bi Bakkata mubarakan wa hudan lil alamin. It is a mubarakah, barakah, blessing for the whole mankind and also for the whole universe. Because it says alamin. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says there are many signs of Allah's greatness in these places. But says fihi ayatun bayyinatun maqam Ibrahim. There are many signs in this, but one of them is the maqam Ibrahim, where Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam stood in prayer. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ دَخَلَهُ كَانَ آمِنًا. Whosoever enters this sacred territory finds aman. Amana is like peace, tranquility, closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now saying that there is an institution of Hajj. This is fard on every human being who has a means to travel and also is physically able to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. Whosoever, this is like a duty that man owes to God. And we have to fulfill that duty. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ عَنِ الْعَالَمِينَ. But whosoever rejects this institution, then know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is independent of his creatures. So brothers and sisters, Hajj is just a pillar of Islam, fard on those who are able to travel and also financially able to do so. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a Sahih hadith which is narrated by both Bukhari and Muslim. The hadith is as follows: Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu reported Allah's messenger is saying, an umrah is an expiation for sins committed between it and the next. But a Hajj which is accepted will receive no less a reward than al-Jannah, the paradise. So may Allah make us among those who perform the Hajj. Also in another hadith, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he who intends to perform Hajj should hasten to do this. So hurry up. Should not delay, should not really hold it for the next year and so on. Because we do not know really how long we are going to live. We may not even live the next moment of our life. So really we need to really always keep in mind that we must complete this very important institution of Hajj. And if we did not complete, at least plan at least for the next year, or at least if we can make it this year. May Allah guide us to the path of Islam. Now, brothers and sisters, this is also a very unique time when the whole Ummah really unites in a single body. Not only the Hujjaj who are in that area, but the whole Ummah has tuned together to the remembrance of Allah, to helping the needy, the destitute, the changing the humanity, condition of humanity, helping the humanity at large. So really, there is a very important Sahih Hadith which gives us the importance of the first 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah, which just beginning soon, in like by maybe Monday. So imagine now we have to really also orient ourselves that during this blessed first 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah, we take advantage of the blessing of these 10 days. This is a very important hadith which is narrated by both Bukhari and Muslim. And listen carefully, this hadith. It says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how important are these 10 days. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in this Sahih hadith, narrated by both Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there are no days better in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where the good deeds are beloved by Him, liked by Him, more than those of the first 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah. There are no days in the whole year, including Ramadan. There are no days better in the sight of Allah, where the good deeds are beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the first 10 days of the month of Dhul-Hijjah, which is beginning soon. The companion, they asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O Messenger of Allah, even jihad in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet ﷺ said, even the jihad in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except a person who went by himself and his wealth, and he never came back with any of that. That means a person got martyred in the path of Allah and he went with everything he had. That is a comparable time reward for those first 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah. So brothers and sisters, the first 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah are extremely blessed. This is the time we must do good deeds as best as we can. Prayer, salat, astaghfar, charity, helping the needy, the suffering masses of humanity, and of course the humanity at large. Another important thing is the day of Arafah. The 9th of Dhul-Hijjah is a special day where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is really blessing the whole mankind, and in particular the Hujjah. Those who are in that area, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forgiving en masse the major sins of the whole mankind. So there is a fasting recommended on this day, and there is a great reward. Look at this hadith, a Sahih hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, whosoever fasts the day of Arafah, which is 9th of Dhul-Hijjah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive him for 2 years. 1 year before and 1 year to come. So just imagine, brothers and sisters, just 1 day of fasting atones for 2 years of sins on this blessed day of Arafah. So we should keep this in mind to fast on the 9th of Dhul-Hijjah. Now let's move to another dimension of this blessed time. This is also the time to really commemorate, reflect on the life struggle of Sayyidina Ibrahim ﷺ in the path of Islamic dawah and tawheed, and how he struggled. So let's take a few moments and try to really look at his blessed life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one ayah of the Quran described what was his life, how he was. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan qanitan lillahi hanifa walam yakun minal mushrikin. Ibrahim ﷺ just by himself was a whole nation, a whole ummah, totally devoted to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was not the idolaters or the one who associated anything with Allah. So imagine, brothers and sisters, how great his struggle was in the work of dawah. Let's take how this thing really, the Quran really predicts many places in the Quran the different aspect of his work of dawah and struggle in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Actually, his name occurs 69 times in the Quran. 69 times in the Quran, name of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam described. You will find specific passages 33 times in 17 Makkan Surah and 36 times in 8 Madani Surah. So really, when you look at these vast spectrum of his struggle in the path of deen, it inspires us to the work of deen. He was actually born in a very highly materialistic society, the region of Iraq, at the bank of the Euphrates River. If you look in the pages of history, is like the cradle of human civilization. That was the most developed land, most developed area at that particular time, at the existing civilized world. However, that community was devoted to idol worship. Not only that, but his own father was a maker of idol. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he looked into beyond that community, into the vast cosmos of Allah, the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxy, the changing day and night, the hues of the day and night. And he discovers that the creator of all this cosmos cannot be worshipped by this idol worship. Inni wajjahtu wajhiya lillazi fatara as-samawati wal arda hanifan wa ma ana minal mushrikin. So he rejects idol worship and only he did work of dawah on his own community, his own family, his own father, and his own surrounding community. But what did he get in reward? Actually, he got much worse. He got severe repulse. And then, not to the extent that his own community threw him in a burning fire. Qulna ya naru kuni bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. See how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed the condition. He made even the fire comfortable for him. He did the work of dawah to the surrounding community for many years. And he couldn't really succeed in that. He was only left with himself and then his nephew, Nuh alayhi salam. In a very old age, he actually describes, you see, here are this complete struggle. Very old age, he settles his family near Kaaba, the holy house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I want to just take only few ayah, a passage from Surah Ibrahim, and just go over a few salient points about his approach to dawah and his approach to bringing people to Tawheed. In a very old day, look how Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, this is a passage from Surah Ibrahim, is called actually in a way prayer of Ibrahim alayhi salam, because he uses the word Rabb. You know, what is the word Rabb? It's very interesting. We use the word Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar wa adkhilna jannata ma'al abrar ya aziz ya ghaffar ya rabb. This is the time you see, brothers and sisters, millions of our brothers and sisters in that Haramain area in Kaaba, every time they circle the Kaaba, they make this dua. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar wa adkhilna jannata ma'al abrar ya aziz ya ghaffar ya rabb. O our sustainer, grant us the happiness in this life, happiness in the life to come, and protect us from the fire of Jahannam, and make us enter into Al-Jannah, the home of the peace and tranquility. Indeed, this is really the struggle of life. What else do we need? We need happiness in this life, we need the happiness in the next life, and we want to enter into Al-Jannah, all of us, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So this is the time, look, the word in the Quran, the most frequent word in the Quran is Allah. It occurs 980 times. 980 times. The immediate next frequent word in the Quran is Rabb, and the Rabb occurs 979 in the Quran. So what is the word Rabb really means? Rabb doesn't simply mean sustainer or provider. It means an entity, a person who continuously nourishes, provides, sustains, maintains the whole lifelong process of every creation. Every case, every breath of life that we take in is the rububiyyat, is the example of the rububiyyat or Rabb of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. See, so Allah is the Rabb of the entire cosmos. When we say beginning salah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the Rabb, the sustainer of the whole cosmos. So it's very important word. Every time when we make dua, most of the dua in the Quran, you will find beginning with the word Rabb, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan, Rabbi ja'alni muqimas salah, and so on. So let us take how this passage from the Quran, repeatedly Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam uses this word Rabb. And it starts like this. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rahim. Wa iz qala Ibrahim Rabbi ja'al hadha al-balada aminan wajnubni wa baniya an na'budu al-asnam. See, listen carefully. How Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to remind us, to bring to our attention that beautiful history of Tawheed represented in the life of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. He's saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran, wa iz qala, remember, bring to your mind, to your attention, like focus, a beautiful time when Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, he prayed, Rabbi jal hadha al-balada amina wajnubni wa baniya an na'budu al-asnam. O my sustainer, make this land of Makkah aman, with full tranquility and peace, and protect me and my progeny for the worship of idols. So the very first thing is Tawheed. He's saying that, O my sustainer, protect me and my progeny for the worship of idols. Then he's saying, Rabbi innahunna adlanna kathiran minan nas. This idol worship has led many of the mankind astray. فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. See, very important Islamic principle of dawah. He's saying, O my sustainer, whosoever follows my way, the path of deen of Allah, is from me, but whosoever rejects it, then فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. You are the one forgiving, merciful. See, he has no grudge or no ill feeling about anybody disobeying him. So the very basic Islamic principle of dawah, we have to invite people, but if they reject, then we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to His mercy and grace. Next, he's saying, Rabbana inni askantu min dhurriyyati biwadin ghayri zi zarin inda baytikal muharram. O my sustainer, I left my progeny from my family in a land which is in a valley totally uncultivable, well, there is no even sign of life. See, Rabbana inni askantu min dhurriyyati biwadin ghayri zi zarin inda baytikal muharram. I left my family in a totally uncultivable valley near your holy house Kaaba. Baytul Muharram. For what reason? لِيُقِيمُ الصَّلَاةِ. So that they establish salah. They establish salah on this planet. Then, O my sustainer, this is a totally uncultivable valley. Even there is no sign of life. He moves from a land which is flourishing materialistically to a totally barren land where there is no even sign of life, for the sake of liyuqimus salah, for establishment of salah on this planet. Then what he's saying, فَجْعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِنَ النَّاسِ تَهْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ وَارْزُقْهُم مِّنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَشْكُرُونَ. So, O my sustainer, you provide for them the provision of life so they can sustain life. Then of course he actually finally ending his dua again with the importance of salah. He's saying, Rabbi ja'alni muqimas salati wa min dhurriyyati Rabbana wa taqabbal dua Rabbana ighfirli wa liwalidayya wa lil mu'minina yawma yaqumul hisab. O my sustainer, make me establish salah on this planet and also from my progeny, and then forgive me, my parents and the believers on the day when their account is cast. So brothers and sisters, when we read this passage, it gives you those aspirations of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and in fact it helps us to improve our own iman. Now let's take another dimension of this important time. In next few days, on the 9th of Dhul-Hijjah, brothers and sisters will be witnessing a unique gathering of mankind. A unique gathering. This is a gathering where all over the globe, Muslims, they leave their family, their belonging, everything. You find a community which transcends every barrier of human existence. The race, color, nationality, social status, age, different level of poverty and richness, and all the barriers of human creation, including even gender. There is no even gender difference. You find nothing but just human souls gathered together in millions on the plain of Arafah on the 9th of Dhul-Hijjah. And what they are doing, they are saying, Labbaik, Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik. They are continuously remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking His forgiveness, and trying to really reorient themselves to the Creator for the betterment of this life and particularly the hereafter. This picture really, what does it represent? It represents to us that humanity is really one family. We have to work together as one human family, trying to improve the situation, bring every single person, every soul to the deen of Allah. We have to really work every effort to bring this deen to all the humanity at large. And this is indeed the message that we get for the 9th of Dhul-Hijjah, where people are saying, Labbaik, Allahumma Labbaik. This is really, we need to surrender totally to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So really we have to work on this. The way we have to also understand that situation of the Muslim Ummah right now is undergoing very severe challenges. This is maybe in Syria, in Afghanistan, in Palestine, in Yemen, and many other places. We have to really feel that pain of the Muslim Ummah also. The Prophet ﷺ said in a very important Sahih Hadith, you see the believers in their mutual piety, love and affection like one body. When one member has a complaint, the rest of the body is united with it in wakefulness and fever. Try to understand, brothers and sisters, we have to feel this pain of the human family and particularly the Muslim Ummah. The Prophet ﷺ said, you see the believers in their mutual piety, love and affection like one body. When one member has a complaint, the rest of the body is united with it in wakefulness and fever. He also says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he who has fulfilled his brother's need is like the one who has worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, the Exalted, all his life. So if you really help a needy, suffering human being, you are really getting reward as much as praying the whole life ibadah. In another hadith, Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu reported, Allah's Messenger is saying, he who strives on behalf of a widow and a poor person is like the one who strives in Allah's path. He also said, as if like the one who prays during the night without growing slack, and like the one who fasts without breaking his fast. So by helping the suffering masses of humanity, you get the reward of perpetual prayer and fasting. In conclusion, dear brothers and sisters, this is the time. In conclusion, This is a very blessed time that we need to really tune to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and join those who judge and also inshallah plan for our own journey to this Hajj. These 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah are the special days that we should keep in mind. We should orient and align and inshallah use this blessed time that is coming, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to His members, and we should seek forgiveness for the whole Muslim Ummah and the whole humanity. We have to work for the betterment of the Ummah and the humanity. May Allah guide us to the path of Islam. Akhir da'wana alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina man yahdihillahu fahuwa al-muhtadi wa man yudlil falan tajida lahu waliyyan murshida. Qala Allah ta'ala fil Qur'anil Majid ba'da a'udzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna 'alan nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu 'alaihi wa sallimu taslima. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد. آمين يا رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. آمين يا رب العالمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجيب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر ولذكر الله أكبر برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.